Hi, my name is Siobhan. I was really stressed lately and needed a break away, so decided to pack up work for a week and book myself into a lovely looking hotel in a really nice resort in Florida. Judging by the photos online of it, the place was exactly what I needed. I just needed to get away from everything for a few days, so hopefully a week would do the job. When I had all my luggage packed, I got the cab to the airport and was on my way to Florida. I was so happy knowing I would spend the next week away from all the stress of everything that was going on lately. I was very confident I would feel so much better after the break. When I arrived, I checked in and got the elevator up to my room, left my baggage and headed straight for the beach. It was so relaxing just lying down on the beach with the air blowing in my face. I felt like I was just about to feel the benefits of what I'd feel spending a whole week in this beautiful resort. That night I was in the hotel's bar and I was feeling kind of fed up, thinking that in a week I'd be back to my ordinary life and the troubles and stress will be waiting right for me. But I knew I just had to make the most of being here. Suddenly a guy walked up to me in the bar and said to me, "Hello, I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but I just saw you sitting there and you looked kind of lonely and a bit fed up, to be honest, and I was wondering, would you like some company?" I looked strangely at first, wondering, did I really look that fed up? And then I replied, "Well, sure, thanks. I guess I'd enjoy some company." The man asked, "So, where are you from?" I told him I was from New York and decided I needed to have a break away from the stress in the Big Apple. He smiled and said, "Do you know something? That makes a lot of sense to me, and trust me, this place is like a paradise. If you like, I can show you around sometime." I smiled and said, "Sure, that sounds like fun." Then the man said, "Oh, by the way, pardon my manners, I didn't even ask your name. My name is Sam. What's yours?" "My name is Siobhan. Nice to meet you, Sam." The next day, I was relaxing on the beach with Sam. He spoke. "To be honest, when I saw you alone and looking kind of down, I had to come and say hello." I looked confused and asked him why. He replied, "A few weeks ago there was this beautiful girl who was sitting by herself in the bar, just like you were, and well, she looked to be upset over something. I was going to introduce myself and ask her would she like company, but I didn't. And well, the next day I found out she was after committing suicide by jumping off her room's balcony. I felt so sorry for the girl and told Sam that there was no way of him knowing she was so upset and was going to commit suicide. That night me and Sam were in the bar having a few drinks and speaking. I wondered would it be too soon. When we were in my room, we sat on the bed and had another drink. Sam stood up and said to me, "Do you know what I love most about this hotel? The beautiful view from the balcony." We both walked out to the balcony and were admiring the view. I said to him, "It's beautiful." Suddenly Sam put his hand on my back and was about to push me over when I took my taser out of my pocket and tasered him. He jumped back, feeling surprised I was ready for him. Then I said, "That girl you were telling me committed suicide. We both know that she didn't jump." Then I held my phone up and showed him a picture that was taken of him without his knowledge, with text underneath it saying, "Help, call the police, this man is going to kill me." I called the hotel and asked for my friend Lisa, who you pushed, but when they had sadly confirmed to me she had committed suicide, then I had an expert in facial recognition do a background check on you, and boy was I happy to know that you were working in this hotel. I knew the police would let you off, so I have my own idea of justice. Also, thanks so much for letting me know what type of lunatic you are by wanting to push me off the balcony also. But I'd just like to know why. Why would you want to kill an innocent woman after just killing an innocent woman just a few weeks ago? With that, the door was knocked open, and I heard police shout, "Stop, police!" They walked over to me, and they couldn't even see the damn man lying on the ground. I was cursing this hotel's CCTV footage for picking up my face and letting them finally see me when they were looking for me for months. And I was wondering why, because I knew I was on the run, but didn't know why. It was months later I had learned there was no man. I suffer from a condition called dissociative disorder, which means I was the man, but there was never a man, and it was me who killed my friend. Hello, my name is Brian. Some people have a genuine phobia against clowns. They are genuinely petrified of them. I don't have that phobia. I have something much worse. I have a good reason to fear clowns, and Ferris wheels, and carnivals. The reason will become very clear as I go on and tell you my story, and tell you exactly what happened to me and two of my friends. After this story, you will see why I never ever visit the carnival when it visits my town. It was a few years ago me and my friends visited the local carnival, and at the time we had so much fun. You see, it wasn't what happened to us in the carnival freaked us out, no way. It was what happened afterwards. We were eating popcorn, we went on the Ferris wheel, and laughed so much at the silly clown who was extra funny. But that night when I got home, I was tired and went straight to bed. I must have fell asleep fast because I had such a bad nightmare that the clown in the carnival was holding a knife up to me and was about to kill me. There was all weird stuff happening in the nightmare. The next day in school, I was telling my friends about the nightmare, and they surprised me and shocked me by explaining to me in detail the same dream. But instead of what happened to me in the dream, it happened to them when they had their dream. Exactly the same, besides them being killed instead of me. Things don't end there though. The weirdest part about it is that no one in my town remembered any carnival coming this year. They said the last time the carnival came was last year. Me and my friends didn't have a clue what was happening because the three of us knew we were all at the carnival just 2 nights ago, and that night we all had the same dream. When the summer came, there was a poster for the carnival out, and to my surprise there was a photo of the exact same clown that tried to kill me in my dream. And before the dream, I have never ever laid my eyes on the clown. I froze in fear, knowing that it was exactly the same clown that was in my dream, and wondered how the hell this was happening. It's not as if I had a memory of a clown like him before. Me and my friends stayed away from the carnival for the whole 5 nights they were there. The day after the carnival left, there was pandemonium around my town, as there were 2 kids missing. People were putting up posters, and when I looked at the posters, I saw 2 of my friends' faces. I felt content knowing I had stabbed and killed both of them, but I didn't know why. They were my friends. But then I heard a voice inside my head telling me, "You have passed this incredible plan of mine. I conducted from the other side." I was a killer in your town years and years ago, so many years that folk today would have forgotten about. Me. Yes, but I hate that they forgot about me. But thanks to me having the power to get into your dreams and harness the energy, even when you're awake, yes, daydreaming. And your daydreams became a reality. That has made me a very happy clown. I looked in the mirror and snapped out of my daydream. And when I looked in the mirror, I was dressed as a clown and was just after stabbing myself in the neck. Michael had a drink problem for years, and his wife Anna hated it, knowing that she could expect him to fall in the door any night drunk and angry. She tried her best to get him off the drink by calling different experts in dealing with drink problems, and he went to Alcoholics Anonymous, but she knew ultimately it had to be him that would need to help himself to stop drinking. It came to a head one night when Michael and his wife were driving. She begged him to not drive and to get a cab instead, but he insisted he had only one drink. As they were driving down a quiet country road, the car swerved, but not soon enough before they hit a young girl. Michael and Anna were terrified, and Anna shouted at him to call the cops, but Michael pleaded with her not to and to just drive home. It played in her mind every single day and every single night, just leaving the poor little girl on the road. She wondered, did she die instantly, or was she in pain beforehand? When she watched it on the news, she made up her mind that if Michael took one more drink, she would leave him. So she gave him the ultimatum that if he drank again, she would be gone. She knew that would be his worst nightmare, because as much of a drink problem he had, she knew he loved her more than anything. Months passed where he didn't have a drink, not around her anyway, and she expected he couldn't have been drinking behind her back because she would notice him more spirited than usual. She never got over the hit and run that they never owned up to, but other than that, at least Michael was off the alcohol. One night she came home and jumped with fright when she saw Michael had fallen down the stairs, and was disappointed to see he had drank so much. There were empty beer and whiskey bottles scattered all over the floor, and alcohol all over him. She was so upset that he drank again, overdoing so well, but to make it worse, he had now died from falling down the stairs from being drunk. Suddenly Anna jumped when she saw a little girl stand in front of her, the same girl whom Michael ran over. She froze in fear, knowing she was staring at her ghost. How does it feel to have the ghost of your little girl come and kill you after knowing your husband still started drinking, even after killing me and promising you he wouldn't? Then she held up a knife and slit Anna's throat. Later that night, the little girl was writing in her diary, "That stupid woman and man that killed my twin sister have paid a tiny price for killing my twin. I wanted that evil woman to think her husband had started drinking again just before she thought she was staring at the ghost of the girl her husband killed, and I kind of liked the idea of me putting all those tablets in his coffee to knock him out, then bang his head to kill him, and pouring the beer down the sink and putting that and whiskey around him to make it look like he was drunk and fell down the stairs. But as I said, that's a tiny price they paid for what they did. They would have ran over me also if I didn't run into the bushes to run after my dog Rex. I wish I was killed that day, and I wish it wasn't just my poor twin sister. Now that I killed them, I feel some kind of relief, but not as much as I hoped. I wondered, should I have made their deaths more slow and painful?